I want your opinion on a few things today involving children and how they're dealt with when behaving poorly in public, including a vicious vandalism spree inside of a Walmart. We're also going to wet our palate with some playful dunking on low IQ lemmings because I'm shameless and it's fun. Yoink. That is why we gather here, because it makes us feel just slightly better about our mediocre lives to watch other people be foolish. Welcome to Brainworms. I appreciate you being here and I respect your time, so I've included chapter markers below if jumping around suits you. All I ask is that if you enjoy your time here with me, you subscribe and don't be a stranger. Cheers. So this one popped up earlier and I couldn't resist myself. I'm sorry. I mean, just look at these absolute savages. Oh, it's getting spicy, dude. These two dudes. Oh. Mother and child. Embarrassing. I especially love this frame where this guy pulls the box away from this stranger and he's got that smug grin on his face like he just won, when in reality they're both the living embodiment of a monumental L. Listen, Black Friday season is always a treat because you really get to see the dregs of society storm a pile of worthless Chinese electronics and fist fight each other, women and children included, in a big box store gladiator ring. Eyes poked out, limbs lopped off with halberds, skulls being crushed, and a conquest to procure the shittiest overstocked 32-inch television this side of the Pacific Ocean. I mean, I understand wanting to get a deal on something. I'm not poor shaming, but TVs are pretty affordable now. And you can get those same deals online for an entire weekend into Cyber Monday. You don't even have to be punctual. You can just lie around on your couch and do it. But reality is, it's not even about the money. There should just be a baseline level of self-worth you don't sacrifice in your quest for cheap electronics. In wrestling with a mother and child in a retail location, that's where I draw the line. I award them all no points and may God have mercy on their soul. I hope you enjoy your 32-inch piece of shit. Well, here's an annoying one.
Feel free. He's a cheetah. Cheetah.
Shut up.
Cheater! Look at the cheater. Turn around for your fans. He had a 2-year affair while I had his second baby. We intentionally had a second baby and he was having an affair the whole time.
Bet he was. This feels very staged Facebook video to get the boomers talking, you know? But I'll bite. I mean, this dude's a loser right out of the gates for agreeing to do this. He's clearly low T, probably reads manga in his free time and wears masks in 2024. The chick's an insufferable wench that will probably go on to ruin the life of that poor child they included in this video because they're both selfish pigs that crave social awareness over any semblance of values. I mean, regardless of whether the video in question is real, both of those statements remain true. And I'd argue it's even more vermin-like to stage that than to just be brain dead enough to do it organically. They both deserve to be slapped directly in the mouth and sent directly to the gulag. Speaking of slap, nothing slaps harder than your favorite song or podcast when you're listening on a bitchin' pair of earbuds. So thanks to today's Brainworm sponsor, Raycon, for always showing up. And thank you guys for listening. I'll see you in a minute. Holiday season is upon us, and that means your gift guru, Leon Lush, is here to help. Listen, finding practical gifts that people actually want and like is no simple task, but Raycon puts gift shopping on easy mode because their everyday earbuds are practical, stylish, and sound incredible, and are something your loved ones can use daily, as I have for almost 6 years now. When I exercise, when I'm out walking, when I'm relaxing on the couch, comfortable and convenient, they are the perfect earbud to have on you for your listening needs, and they make for an amazing holiday gift for people on your nice list. 32 hours of battery life, multi-point connectivity, and active noise cancellation. These earbuds are rich with features that are difficult to find elsewhere without paying double the price. The protective case covers are sweet and give you a chance to personalize your style, and not only do they look great, but they support the wireless charging feature, so you don't even have to take the protective cover off to get 90 minutes of battery and just 10 minutes of charge. They're also the most comfortable earbuds I've tried on, with a snug fit that doesn't fatigue your ears and stays in place even during rigorous activity. I'm telling you that nobody will be mad about receiving a primary or even extra pair of reliable earbuds meant for daily use. The order cutoff date to make sure you get these in time for Christmas is December 15th. And right now, you can get up to 25% off site-wide if you go to buyraycon.com/LeonLush. That's right, 25% off. We're talking short money for a banger gift. So stop stressing out about what you're going to get your loved ones. We just figured it out. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and happy listening. I appreciate you. All right, here's a special one for you. This looks like a beach somewhere in some country where Huaca al Uguel means something. I don't know. What do we think of Brazil? Maybe Brazil. It feels like Portuguese, maybe. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here. But as you can see,
you're urinating.
That's a heavy stream. I will say, in fact, for the sake of this video and my insatiable love for money, to any YouTube ads, moderators, guys, if you're watching this, that is Sprite she is pouring through her beach chair. You just can't see it from this angle. I have confirmed again that that is a sugary soda, definitely not piss. Okay, you guys can leave now. To everyone else, this bitch is just pissing wherever the hell she wants. I mean, it's pretty common knowledge that when you are at the beach, it's basically just a urine playground. But you hope it's typically in the 650 trillion gallon ocean. Even a public pool is acceptable to just rip off a hot stream because the dilution math makes sense and chlorine does the Lord's work anyway. But nonchalantly in a beach chair is some veteran level beach pissing that I can get behind. Not a care in the world, just me, the beautiful summer sun, the sand beneath my piggly wigglies, and the piss-soaked sand beneath my piss-soaked beach chair. God is good. Speaking of piss, though, here's a more serious story that triggered me mildly when I saw it earlier. I'm curious to hear your opinion about this one. It's a news story broken down into thread form. Breaking. A public school teacher lost her job after refusing to let first graders use the restroom. Multiple kids peed themselves after the teacher revoked the entire class's right to use the restroom. The teacher messaged parents blaming the victims. Buckle up. First grade teacher Ashley Barrera, she taught at Bartlett Elementary in Conroe, Texas. She's no longer employed by the district. Hallelujah, praise Jesus. Let's listen in.
A Conroe Elementary School teacher is no longer employed after denying first grade students access to the restroom. That news coming to us in the last hour or so from the school district. Parents shared a message from the Bartlett Elementary teacher with KHOU 11 News. It said students lost privileges after a restroom badge was lost. The message went on to say several students wet themselves. Conroe ISD says it is committed to supporting impacted students and families. A Conroe Elementary School.
A couple of things here. First of all, a child going to the bathroom is not a privilege. That's a right of the child, right? That's absolutely insane to consider the use of a bathroom when you're in school as some sort of privilege. And I don't want to hear these like boomer stories of when, you're like 60 years old. When I was a kid, my teacher used to make us blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. Going to the bathroom is a child's right at school, and it should never be leveraged as a form of punishment to withhold that right from someone, especially kids of that age. Secondly, she should never be able to teach again. I'm not an advocate of like soft parenting, and I don't mind dropping the hammer on kids when it's necessary in the appropriate way, but you don't restrict a 6-year-old from using the bathroom as a punishment to the point they wet themselves. You dumb bitch. She sent a message to parents. So imagine I mean, man, the fact that this girl was teaching to begin with is insane. She sent a message to parents after this had happened, and allegedly it wasn't the only time it happened. Basically like, hey, want to inform you about the incidents that happened. The class lost their privileges, essentially blaming the class. I want to apologize, but I had to talk with the students about how important it is to use the bathroom pass appropriately, blah, blah, blah. You can punish them if they're misusing the bathroom pass, but you don't punish them by not letting them go to the bed. It's just like the lack of intuition and awareness around this is staggering, and the fact that she's being, tasked with taking care of kids and teaching our kids. And you probably, this is the scary shit about having a kid, is because stuff like this happens, I'm sure, all over the country to varying degrees. So as a parent, I mean, you want to try and be very involved with these school systems because you want to know what your kid's getting themselves into. And don't get me wrong, on the flip side, there's so many incredible teachers that take wonderful care of kids, and it sucks when teachers like this crop up because, bad apple and all that.
That Bartlett Elementary School first grade teacher, Ashley Barrera, sent the message yesterday evening, but parents say this issue didn't just start yesterday. They say it's been ongoing for weeks. Now, Amber Johnson's daughter is a student inside of that classroom. She tells us what happened. She says that her classmates were screaming and crying to go to the bathroom, and some of them even went to the restroom on themselves.
Miss Barrera took it away from us, and like my friends need to go potty really bad.
How long were your friends waiting to go potty?
A long time.
A long time. How many times did they ask to go to the bathroom?
Probably like 10.
Jesus Christ. So, a couple things that struck me with that one. It's been ongoing for weeks, the student says, and her classmates are screaming and crying. Parents say the issue didn't just start. So parents say the issue didn't start just yesterday. So parents knew about that. That to me is also alarming, because if my son came home and was like, Dad, my teacher today didn't let anyone go to the bathroom to the point where all the kids were screaming and crying and a bunch of kids pissed themselves, I would I would take a minute. I'd have some words to myself. I'd reassure him. And then I would wake up with him the next morning and I would drive to school with him and I would walk into that classroom and I would choke slam that dumb idiot onto the ground and piss on them while the whole classroom cheered me on. Clearly I'm being hyperbolic. I would be a little bit more tactful than that, but I wouldn't hear a story like that and be like, well, I hope it doesn't happen again. Like parents need to take action, dude. Like these are your kids. You can't let the school raise your kids. You need to be involved. And when you hear about something like that going on, come on, bro.
Amber Johnson's daughter said yesterday, just after lunch, the restroom pass went missing. So Miss Barrera punished the entire class. Around 3 p.m., parents received this message from Miss Barrera. It says the class had lost their privilege to use the restroom. Their lunch is at noon, so that's about 3 hours until dismissal. Yeah, did any of your classmates have an accident?
Yeah. Some people were crying to death to go to the bathroom.
Crying to death.
Amber Johnson.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Initially, we were told 2. After we, as parents, got into a group and started talking more, it has come down to there's about 6 who actually soiled themselves. And
one of the girls was mortified as the class erupted in laughter.
Nancy's son is also in this classroom. She says her son's desk mate was one of those students who just couldn't wait. And I understand you weren't able to meet with us in person because you work nights, but tell me what happened with your son.
So the little girl unfortunately soiled herself then and there in front of the whole class, which the class erupted in laughter as kids that are 7 do, and the little girl was just absolutely mortified and humiliated. And my son was just accounting that there was urine on the seat, there was urine all over the little girl, there was a puddle of urine under the chair, and that nobody came to help and nobody came to clean it up for the remainder of the day.
That's it. Like, and then they have to stay there for the rest of the day covered and soaked in piss with it all over the classroom. Like, truly a monumental fucking retard. Oh man, just incredible. Oh my God, some people.
Johnson says she is outraged.
inhumane to not allow somebody to relieve themselves of a bodily function that everybody has.
Yeah.
Important. It can develop a series of different health issues, UTIs, bladder infections, in boys and girls. They're just outraged. We're all outraged. We want something done.
I did reach out to Johnson.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's not like, obviously legal. I don't think there's legal action you take on that. Not that you even would, but that she just shouldn't be able to teach ever again. You know what I mean? That's just, that level of lack of judgment is incomprehensible to me. And like, it's not like a little mistake. Ooh, I did a little oopsie daisy. You take a year off, find another job with another school district. And it's like, no, if I heard that story about that bitch, I'd be like, mine's not. He's not teaching my kids. Absolutely not. Devil's advocate here for a moment. I'm sure that at different age levels, like bathroom and going to the bathroom is like one of the things that is abused unyieldingly by kids, right? Just constantly trying to use that as an excuse to get out of class, to use their phone, to do whatever fuckery kids that age do. I'm thinking that skews a little bit older. Kids that are in first grade aren't abusing the bathroom pass to go like snicker and use cell phones in the hallway, right? Kids that need to use the bathroom in first grade need to use the bathroom. So yeah, sure, you can talk about it at different age groups, and maybe it's a different strategy you need to take at middle or high school. But come on, at this age, come on. So curious to what you think. That one triggered me a bit because I don't have any tolerance for fucking morons like that, especially when they're tasked with being an influence in our kids' lives. So finally, sticking with the kid theme, but flipping the script here a little bit, I saw this go viral the other day. I'm curious what you think about it. I haven't really gotten to see the whole thing yet. But this was in a Walmart. And obviously I want to be tactful around how I approach this because this is a young girl but I'm mostly going to speak to the adults and how they behaved in this situation. Little tantrum. Doesn't seem to be any adult around, which is warning sign number one. Why is this girl on her own terrorizing a Walmart?
I gotta do that.
So these two women are trying to take some matters into their own hands, and it looks like restrain or help the situation, which you can have mixed views on that. I think something needs to be done ultimately before it escalates. But then there's this chick right here pushing the cart that's trying to stop them and say, no, you ain't touching nobody's kid. You should be going to jail. Blah, blah, blah. We'll see how it unfolds. Wow. And so now the parents are arguing. Some people are trying to intervene, and other people's like, don't yell at her, don't do anything, don't say, oh, she's just a kid, all these things. I think you can intervene here, okay? Clearly the parents are the ones that need to be punished the most in this situation. The fact that they're not even around while this is happening is pretty much all the indication you need that there's problems going on at home. But you don't just stand around and like, oh, clutch your pearls and do nothing just because it's a minor, right? You can bring her to the back room, find out who the parents are. It's insane that we live in a world now where it's like people are arguing. Oh, no, don't yell at her. Don't yell at her. She's just a kid. Shut the fuck up. She's really... Oh no, not the grape fizz. Jesus. So yeah, I get the video. It ends there on this one, but I guess someone eventually came in, scooped her up. This dude, it looks like. Don't know if that was the dad. At the time, I don't think people know. Maybe the Reddit comments understand, but just a difficult situation. I don't think I would want to be the one to intervene, just for obvious reasons, because of the way the world works now and with cell phones and shit. Like, I'd probably get arrested for like touching a minor just for trying to help diffuse the situation. So it's almost, it's almost not worth it. But I also certainly wouldn't try and stop somebody, maybe an employee or something that was trying to intervene to stop the madness from continuing. This commenter says, the people defending that kid in the video are infuriating, and they are what is wrong with the world. Here's what should have gone down. Well, we got an armchair scientist here. Someone snatched the kid. They ain't big. Just grab them by the arm. Don't hurt them in the process. Any of the adults could have easily overpowered that child. Agree that they could have overpowered that child. Again, I feel like that's probably the right thing to do, but because of today's climate and the way the fucked up society works, it's like you're taking a risk by doing that. Take the kid to the back room away from the customers, have a few adults there standing guard, keeping them from breaking stuff, notify police, try to find the child's parent. I would say try to find parents before getting police involved with someone that age. Press charges against the child's parents and sue for damages. Again, a little bit aggressive, but police should definitely follow up and investigate. They should find out if some abuse is going on at home and this is not normal behavior, and child protective services may need to get involved. I mean, that's the bigger implication here, is like you don't know. Like, nobody knows what's going on in a kid's life that's that age that would make them behave that way, especially in a way where they were able to do it with no parent around. Just negligence all around, and it's sad because more often than not, that is a direct result of some sort of need or something that's not being met at home, whether it's attention or just the way the home life is being run. It's probably, I'm speculating here, but probably a sad story at home. But for the sake of that moment in time, yeah, snatch her up, bring her to the back room. You can't just sit there, don't tell. What are you gonna do? Like, what if the parent never comes back? You gonna let her fucking destroy the entire store? Gallons of milk, just thousands of dollars worth of product because you're afraid to restrain her and take her out of there? Sanity, dude. The people defending her made me 1,000x more upset than her causing all the damage. She's a kid. Kids do dumb, destructive shit. Truth. An adult trying to make sure there are no consequences to her destructive actions. That's infuriating. Generally agree there. Yeah, action should have consequences, and no better way to learn than to have a stranger body you in the middle of a Walmart because mom and dad aren't able to do it because they're never around or some shit. What would you have done in that situation? Whatever your answer, it's the right one, because I'm just happy you're here watching this with me. You know I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the merch if you want some Brainworms merch, link in the description. And also, if you have some clips or something that comes up on your feed, you're like, man, this is some crazy shit, I'd love to see it on a Brainworms video, you can send it to me at submit@brainworms.com. I will look through those submissions and sometimes include them in here. Make sure you hip thrust that motherfucking like button before you go. See you in the next video. Peace.